It's gonna be my auto-aiming Kinect-based turret. I mean, think about it. I have something here that can point right at a person. There's gotta be some potential there. And sure, it would be scary if a gun were pointed at you, but it wouldn't really be spooky. So what could I put on here that would be spooky? Well, how about something that looks right at you? How about an eyeball that looks right at you? This is the eyeball right here. Okay, I've got the basic eye mechanism put together so you can see how it works. Alright, so I got the roller ball back here. It's attached to the styrofoam dome using a Dunkin' Donuts straw. That's important, you better do it that way. And the whole thing is just on a heavy wire base. You could use a wire coat hanger if you had one for that. And just being weighted down with some Allen wrenches for now, that's not permanent. Okay, and as you can see, I can now move this eyeball in all directions as if it's looking around. So up next, I just gotta attach like some rods. I think one on the side and one on the top or bottom. And then those are gonna connect to the servos. And when the servos turn, it should, turn the eye. And I'll do my best to get it calibrated so that, 1 degree of servo turn roughly equals 1 degree of eyeball rotation. Hopefully that'll work out. Real quick, here's a front-facing view, just using a thumbtack to represent the pupil. I've got the mechanism completed and I've added the Kinect to a new base. This thing is set up a lot differently than the gun version. Plus I can keep the gun stuff intact by just putting it all on its own base. So what we've got here is a couple of micro servos this time, and you might recognize that they are connected to Kinects. Toy things, sort of like Legos but different. And then those are connected to some wire coat hanger pieces which connect to the actual eye. So observe if I move this, turns the eye. And similarly, there's another one over here mounted at the vertical angle to do the up and down motion. It's exactly the same. So I guess it's time to plug everything in, and I think there's going to be a few minor adjustments to make to the code, and then yeah, we can see how this thing works, and then after that it'll just be making it look good. Everything is wired up, and I didn't do a tripod mount this time because I don't plan on putting this thing on a tripod. I'll figure out where it's going to be mounted when it gets closer to Halloween, but somewhere, for it to actually scare people and be more discreet than a tripod sitting in a room. So for now, I just stacked it up on some bins. And you know what? Let me see if I can get my wife to do like an over-the-shoulder shot, and then, you can see it in action and how well it's tracking. My wife was kind enough to paint and decorate the eye, and she even made an eyelid out of paper mache, which then got upholstered with some fabric that has sort of a leathery skin kind of look to it. Okay, so this is nearly the final version here. Now it has this eyelid around it with this fabric that looks kind of like some kind of weird reddish skin, and the eyeball and the Kinect, of course. Oh, and I wrapped the eye in plastic wrap after it was painted so that it has kind of this glossy look to it. So like I said, it's kind of flimsy, but it holds it up and it's adjustable by, it's easy to bend these pieces and kind of get it situated where you want it. And I think the last thing I'm going to do, not sure if it'll make it into the video, but I think I'm going to just try to wrap some black fabric here around the base and drape some black fabric, sort of behind here, covering up as much of the wire armatures and stuff like that as I can. And then I'm going to stick the whole thing up on a shelf in our living room with a laptop hidden behind it and the circuitry and all that. And yeah, it's just going to be there. But I want to get this video out before Halloween, so I'm not sure if all that's going to make it in. Maybe I'll try to post a clip if not. Regardless, let me just go ahead and do one last demo with the eyelid installed, and that will probably be it for this one.